Now, you're going to ask questions about Luke and Scott. Luke wants to do something.
What does Luke want to do?
What does Luke want to do? Well, he wants to meet with Scott.
Does he want to meet with Scott?
Does he want to meet with Scott? Yes, he wants to meet with Scott.
Why does he want to meet with
Why
Scott?
does he want to meet with Scott? Well, he wants to meet with Scott to discuss ways to reduce expenses for their company. Luke thinks the meeting will be quite long.
Does Luke think the meeting will be quite long?
Does Luke think the meeting will be quite long? Yes, he thinks the meeting will be quite long.
How long does he think the meeting will be?
How long does he think the meeting will be? Well, he thinks the meeting will be about 3 hours. Scott doesn't have time for meeting this week.
Does Scott have time for meeting this week?
Does Scott have time for meeting this week? No, he doesn't have time for meeting this week.
Why doesn't he have time for meeting this week?
Why does he have time for meeting this week? Well, it's because he just got back to work after being sick for a few days, so he has a lot of tasks to complete. The meeting between Luke and Scott won't take place this week.
When the meeting between Luke and Scott takes place this week?
Will the meeting between Luke and Scott take place this week? No, it won't. Scott is very busy this week, so the meeting will take place later.
When will the meeting take place?
When will the meeting take place? Well, the meeting will take place next week. The meeting will take place next week instead of this week.
Will the meeting take place next week instead of this week?
Will the meeting take place next week instead of this week? Yes, that's correct. The meeting will take place next week instead of this week.
Why will the meeting take place next week instead of this week?
Why will the meeting take place next week instead of this week? Well, it's because Scott is very busy this week. Luke will be in the office on Monday.
Will Luke be in the office on Monday?
Will Luke be in the office on Monday? Yes, Luke will be in the office on Monday. Scott will be in the office on Monday.
Will Scott be in the office on Monday?
Will Scott in the office on Monday? No, Scott won't be in the office on Monday.
Why won't Scott be in the office on Monday?
Why won't Scott be in the office on Monday? Well, Scott won't be in the office that day because he'll be on vacation. Somebody won't be absent from work on Monday.
Who will be absent from work on Monday?
Who won't be absent from work on Monday? Well, it's Scott. Scott will be absent from work on Monday. They cannot set up their meeting on Monday.
Can they set up the meeting on Monday?
Can they set up their meeting on Monday? Unfortunately, no. They can't set up their meeting on Monday.
Why can't they set up the meeting
Why
on
can't
Monday?
they set up their meeting on Monday? Well, they can't do it because Scott won't be in the office. Somebody will be on vacation next week.
Who will be on vacation
Who will
next
be on
week?
vacation next week? Well, it's Scott. Scott will be on vacation next week. He won't be on vacation for 10 days.
Will he be on vacation for 10 days?
Will he be on vacation for 10 days? No, he won't be on vacation for that long. He'll be on vacation for just a few days.
How many days will he be on vacation?
How many days will he be on vacation? Well, he'll be on vacation for 3 days. He won't be back on Wednesday.
Will he be back on Wednesday?
Will he be back on Wednesday? No, he won't be back on Wednesday. He'll be back later.
When will he be back?
When will he be back? Well, he'll be back on Thursday. Luke won't be in the office on Thursday.
Will Luke be in the office on
Will
Thursday?
Luke be in the office on Thursday? No, he won't be in the office that day. He'll be somewhere else.
Where will he be?
Where will he be? Well, he will be at the hospital.
Why will he be at the hospital?
Why will he be at the hospital? Well, he'll be on the hospital because he has an appointment with his doctor. They can't set up their meeting on Thursday.
Can they set up the meeting on Thursday?
Can they set up their meeting on Thursday? No, they can't set up their meeting on Thursday.
Why can't they set up their meeting on
Why
Thursday?
can't they set up their meeting on Thursday? Well, they can't do it because one of them has a doctor's appointment that day.
Who has a doctor appointment that day?
Who has a doctor's appointment that day? Well, it's Luke. Luke has a doctor's appointment that day. Both Luke and Scott will be in the office on Friday.
Will both Luke and Scott be in the office on Friday?
Will both Luke and Scott be in the office on Friday? Yes, that's correct. Both Luke and Scott will be in the office on Friday. They can set up their meeting on Friday.
Can they set up the meeting on Friday?
Can they set up their meeting on Friday? Yes, they can set up their meeting on Friday because both of them will be in the office. They can't set up their meeting on Thursday.
Can they set up the meeting on Thursday?
Can they set up their meeting on Thursday? No, they can't set up their meeting on Thursday. But that's okay. They can set up their meeting later.
When can they set up the meeting?
When can they set up their meeting? Well, they can set up their meeting on Friday.